And welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. Now that CES 2017 is wrapping up, what are some of my thoughts on the best tech in CES? Well, there's actually a few. The first one is definitely this Razer Project Valerie. Now, Razer is known for producing really awesome high-end gaming laptops, but this is something that I've never seen before. It's basically what it looks like. It looks actually like the Razer Blade Pro, but with actually 3 screens that slide out or fold out. I'm not really sure. I think it like folds out. And this is actually a prototype, but that thing looks so sweet. And it actually, there was another laptop out there. It's like the Acer Predator. This one looks like something that I think people would buy. The Acer Predator is like a behemoth, you know. It's basically too big to be carrying around. But this one is something that I could see that people can use, especially if you are either a gamer or maybe you do stock trading or maybe you do any type of video editing. This would be perfect to have a laptop that is powerful, but at the same time it also has flexibility with the amount of screens that it has. And I don't know what the pricing would be because it's still in prototype mode, but I'm guessing it's not going to be cheap. But none of Razer's laptops are cheap anyway. However, this is something that really caught my eye, and I think that's something that it would make a lot of sense, especially now since people are so glued to their laptops. So that's my first pick. And second to that is actually another Razer product, and that is Project Ariana. Now this is a projector, but it's not like any normal projector, and that's a really sweet looking design. It reminds me a lot of the Sony home theater projectors, but what it does is it actually fills your room with this projection. They call it, it's like a 2-step type of projection, that's what they call it. And so it actually immerses yourself into the actual game or media that you're watching. And so I'm not sure how that's gonna apply to real world uses, but it really feels like something from the future, because, you know, in the future you would walk into a room and they would have this VR space all around you, similar to a holodeck, but probably not that advanced. But this is something that I see would make sense, and it just looks cool. And I'm really surprised that both of these came from Razer. Now, going on the whole theme of gaming, another product that I thought was really interesting, and I think that it's going to be hopefully game changing, pardon the pun, but it's actually this Nvidia Shield TV. Now Nvidia, they have been really trying to push into the whole gaming, but really the media streaming portion of the market, you know, like the Apple TVs, the Google Chromecast, and so forth, which the Shield TV is probably the most powerful set-top box streamer available when it first came out, and this update is still going to be the most powerful. Now what's new with this one is actually this one's going to support 4K HDR mode and also have Amazon on there as well, and that's going to be pretty awesome. And another awesome thing is not only does it come with a controller, which looks like it's been redesigned, but it also comes with the remote. Now the very first Nvidia Shield TV, you actually had to buy the remote separately, so it's nice that they're throwing that in there as well. And here's where things kind of change. Okay, now the big thing that Nvidia is pushing with this is to be a streaming device. Okay, and that makes a lot of sense as more and more of us are doing things on the internet, and as more and more of these grid-based, cloud-based type services are actually getting better and people's internet speeds are getting better. It makes a lot of sense. But really another thing that was really interesting and also at the same time forward thinking is the fact that they are integrating a Google Assistant, voice assistant, into the Shield itself. So it's a lot like you having a Google Home Assistant or Amazon Echo built into your particular streaming / gaming device. And in terms of gaming, this thing still has the Tegra X1 processor, and that's still a very powerful processor. However, just like the original Nvidia tablet and Nvidia Shield, you need a lot of developers to actually support that. So I don't think it's going to be something that could actually replace your gaming system. Obviously, you could sideload emulators and so forth, which is still already awesome. But I mean, games natively produced for it. However, I really think with the combination of this new voice assistant and also the 4K HDR and obviously the GeForce Now streaming, I think this is really going to be an Nvidia, basically a streaming device to beat, and at the same time at a price of just $199. That is pretty amazing. Now it does only come with 16 gigs, but you can also get a 500 gig version, and I'm pretty sure this one's going to also have a micro SD card slot, which the previous one did as well. Let me see if it shows it. Yes, it does have. Yeah, it does have a external storage you could put on here. So yes, so that's good. So you can expand it. It's going to be something that hopefully will sell better than it did before the last time. So let me correct myself. This is actually, you could actually put in a USB device connected to it. So it's actually not a micro USB, but you could add an external drive, which is still really, really nice. So that is another thing that I really found interesting. And the most interesting thing coming out of CES is robotics, and more specifically artificial intelligence. Now, I did mention artificial intelligence and virtual reality in my top 5 2016 list, and it's kind of funny that this was something that is the main focal point for a lot of people visiting CES. We saw not only a lot of robotics, but really AI-based technologies like Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri, and Amazon Echo. All of these, although the machines are cool, it's really the artificial intelligence behind it. And the same thing goes for all of these robots. All of these robots will not function without really sophisticated AI. Now, if that's pretty cool, it's an Einstein robot. And here we have the links, which actually has Amazon Alexa voice commands built in. And then also you have a machine, a barista, a robot that can actually make coffee for you. And finally, they have another robot, Curie, is actually a home robot, like a cleaning type robot. A lot more advanced than I think that spinning robot, Robo the Robot. So robots, AI, it's coming, and they ask, like, what are you going to do about robots taking over? And they're saying, well, they're going to do the best to make sure that our robots care. Yeah. I really think that James Cameron's vision of Skynet and the Terminators is definitely going to come true. Maybe that with the mixture of the Matrix. So that's basically it for this particular episode. These were things that I really found that were interesting at CES. There were other things as well, but these things I really feel like they will change things if they are released, obviously, and if the consumers accept it. But I think these are really where we're heading in terms of an industry. And the most important one, like I said earlier, is really the whole AI robotics portion of it. We're probably going to see way more of that in the years to come. So if you had any thoughts on CES 2017, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these episodes, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. See you in another episode. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.